We are recording, so everything you said will be held against you. Let's go ahead and look at the questions. And I thought I had them pulled up. There we go. I'm just going down the list, and when I run out of questions, that's when we'll go to the test. So the first one we got is 3.2, number 35 in the book, and it's number 11 online, number 11 on 3.2. I'll tell you if it's a test question or not, or if it's a stupid question.
I figured it out.
At one point, on the average, okay, so screw the rest of the class. That's basically what you're telling me. Whoever said that, screw the rest of the class. And just screw the rest of the class, yeah. You don't want to show the rest of the class, that's fine. We'll just, I'm just picking at you. At one point, I do that to all my classes, because when I pull up a homework question, somebody will go, "Oh, I figured it out. You don't have to go over it." Okay, screw the rest of the class. You know, they might get it. They might understand it. They might not understand it. You know, the heck with them. Oh, be quiet. At one point, the average price of regular unleaded gasoline was $3.67 per gallon. Assume the standard deviation is blah, blah, blah. Note, Chesnioff's inequality is not going to be on the test, okay? Because you never, ever, ever use it, okay? You never, ever, ever use it. And it says 3 standard deviations, and you just go through, and for those that need it, you just go through and hit view an example, and it shows you how to do it. There it is right there. I just didn't want to write it, okay? 1 minus 1 over k over 2 will lie within k standard deviations. And what is k? It's standard deviation. So you're going to punch that in, and you're going to get that right there. All right? So if you want 3 standard deviations, 88.89% is going to fall within 3 standard deviations. Now, it's different from the normal curve. The normal curve says that 95% of it's going to fall between 2 standard deviations. So, is Chesnioff's used very much? No. Is it a test question? No. Do you need to learn how to do it for homework? Yes. So, that's how you do it. To get 3 standard deviations, you plug in 3. To find 2 standard deviations, you plug in 2. Okay? Or 1.5. They ask for 1.5 or 2. Okay, this one asks for 1.5. So, you type in 1.5. So, how much falls within 1.5 standard deviations of the normal curve? Well, it's 34, and 34 is 1. And what's half of 13? 6. Good enough. 6.5. 6.75. And 6.5 is good enough. 6.5 and 6.5 is 13. 13 plus 68 is what? 81? Y'all just saying, yeah, y'all have no clue. So normal is 81 or 71, whatever those two numbers are. And here is 56%. So it's a little bit of variation, but Chesnioff, like I say, or I don't even know if his name's Chebeshev, or whatever his name is. Okay? Now find the gasoline price within 1.5 standard deviations. And here you type in mu minus Oz, which is your z-score, pretty much your z-score, your standard deviations time your standard deviation, or your 1.5 times your standard deviation. I don't spend a lot of time on Chebesnioff, or whatever, because, like I say, you never use it. And you type it in here, you add, and you're subtracting. So what I want you to do there is I want you to explain this, help me solve this, and just get it for the homework. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it in class because it's not a test question. Okay? No offense to anybody, I want to spend time on test questions because that's what you're going to see on the test. Let me move here, 3.25/4. Let's see if this is a test question. Yes, this is a test question. So I want you to find everything except the 5-number summary. Why am I not going to ask you for the 5-number summary on this one? So far I heard, and I heard, enunciate and volume. Why am I not going to ask you for the 5-number summary on this one? It's only 5 numbers, duh. 5-number summary of 5 numbers is 5 numbers. So, I want you to find everything but that. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, this one, I said it because at first, like, I did it, but then when I told me to write it, I had like a decimal off.
Yeah.
And it made me so bad.
And when that happens on a test, just see me after class, or see me after the following class after you take the test. Because if I see ambiguity, is that right? If it's ambiguous, all right. If it's open, if it says type an integer or a decimal, and it doesn't say to round, okay. Now, the old adage of science and math dictates if you start with a whole number, you what? If you start with a tenth, you end with a tenth. If you start with a fraction, you end with a fraction. So, but what happens, and I'll tell you, this happens in all of your MyLabs Plus, your WebAssign. WebAssign sucks. But Alex? Is it Alex? And there's another one out there that people use. You have people that write the questions, and then you have people that answer the questions, and then you have people that program the answers into the computer or write it in whatever the code. Okay, everybody with me? All right. All 3 of those people are not going to communicate 100% of the time. All right. This person evidently was writing the code and didn't think, okay, well, we need to tell the students what to round to. Because does it say what to round to? Yes or no? It's simply yes or no, does it? No, it doesn't. So this would be a question that pretty much I would be very lenient on if it was a test question. Is it a test question? Yes. So we're going to pull it up in Excel. And why am I going to do everything, Hubert? Because I'm not lazy, that's why. And I'm going to do everything because I might need to practice. All right, it says variance and standard deviation, but we're going to go ahead and pull it up and do it in Excel. And y'all can be happy about that. Okay, so if you want to take notes, that's fine. If not, I'm going to go over it right quick. I'm going to skip some steps because it is 5 numbers. The first thing you want to do is what? Put them in order. Thank you. And it's not letting me. No sneezing in class. Okay, it's not letting me do anything. Why is it not letting me put it in order? Did I not hit enable? I hate that. I wish one thing I wish Windows would take off is that stupid, do you want to enable? Do you want to enable edit? Why would I be pulling it up? Do I just want to look at it? There. Now let's try. Mean, median, mode, range, mid-range, variance, and standard deviation. So the first thing we got to find is the mean. The mean is the summation of what? All the numbers divided by what? Divided by n, which in this case would be 5. The median is the middle. Why is it the middle? Because it's the odd number. There's 5 numbers, so it's odd. Mode, I don't really care about. Range is equal to, the reason I don't care about it, because I don't calculate it. You don't calculate it. You what? You look at it. So if you can't look at it, then you don't need to tell anybody to miss it. Equals parentheses, this guy plus this guy divided by 2. Variance, we're going to take this guy and we're going to subtract the mean and F4 and copy down. And then this guy is going to be squared. And that's screwed up. Hubert can't type. So there we go. And copy that down. And then add that up. And that is our what of our variance? Numerator. And divide by what? Be 5 minus 1, which is 4. And then take the square root of that and raise it to the 0.5 power. And there is your answer, 38.8 and 6.23. That's what I would answer. 38.8 and 6.23. Write that down so I don't forget. 38.8 and 6.23.
Yeah, I didn't even answer that one. I was confused as to what it was asking.
That's fine.
Yeah,
We'll go ahead.
I clicked the wrong one.
That's fine. 6.23. Main thing is y'all see what that's the test question. 6.23 and see. Okay, 38.8. Whatever. Y'all see the answers. Okay, now what is the standard deviation? 6.23. And see, they marked it wrong, so we put 6.22. What is it? 6.228.
Yeah.
And that's not even right. So bump it. Now they want 6.2. Whatever. See, they really are not they're really not detailed on that. So you can have several answers on A and several answers on part B. I'll take either. All right. Try to figure out now. Do this on your homework. Try to figure out what they want. Make notes about it. Because if you figure out what they want on the test, then I won't have to go back and give you points for it. Okay? And that'll kind of lessen the whole thing. All right? So I won't have 15 people coming up to me asking for credit. I could just have 5 if you figure out how to do it on the homework. Any questions? Yes?
I was just trying to remember what we would use midpoint for. Is it for the...
Midpoint is only used for the box plot.
What's it?
Mid-range.
Mid-range.
Mid-range is used for the box plot.
Okay.
That's pretty much what you use it for. It's the middle of the number line, and there you have to find the middle of the middle of the middle. Okay, next one. That is a test question. Next question. Is this Math 120? Nope. Nope. 109. There's one. This is 3.45/3. 3.45/3. So it's number 3 online. This is a test question. Okay? So you might want to write it down. Suppose babies born after gestation period 32 to 35 weeks have a mean of 2,500 with standard deviation of 8. When you see that, highlight that and draw a curve, because that's what they're wanting you to do. So we're going to draw a curve, and you want to highlight this right here. You shouldn't have to do that. There. This is the only room that I have to. The only room that I have a mean weight of. That tells you right there that you're gonna draw a normal curve. Let's see what else the question says. While babies born after gestation period of 40 weeks have a mean, I'm going to do this in another color, have a mean of 3,000 grams. Have a mean of 3,000 grams and a standard deviation of 450 grams. If a 32-week gestation period by babies weighs 2,900 grams, 41 gestation period, baby weighs 3,400, find the corresponding what? Z-scores. So you got to turn both of those into Z-scores. It looks like to me that's what you're going to do. So for the 32 to 35, Z 32 to 35, we got to calculate something. And then for a Z-score of, let's see, what's that one? 40 weeks. After 40 weeks, Z-score of 40 weeks, you're going to have to calculate something. So X minus X bar over standard deviation. Well, we have the X bar right there, and we have the what? 800. So I'm going to put minus X bar, 2500 over 800. And then over here, we've got 3000 minus 3000 over what? 450? So all of this is gone. So it must be out of calibration. Now, if a 32-week gestation, 32-week right here, baby weighs 2,900, and a 41-week gestation period weighs 3,400, zero, 1, 2, -1, -2. Somebody do the math over here. 2,900, I'll do it for you. 2,900 minus 2,500 is what? 400, right? Over 800. Oh my gosh, somebody have to get your calculator out. Which is equal to point what? 0.5. So I'm going to color this one. What do we color? Yellow? Of course, it's the wrong color. We're going to color this yellow. And 0.5 is going to be right there. So now let's do green. And 3,400 minus 3,000 is what? 450. 450. No, it's not. It's what?
400.
Thank you. 400 divided by 450. Oh my gosh, need a calculator. What will go into 40 and 8 over what? 8 over 9, which is about what? 7/8. So it's right at 15/16 or 7/8. So that means it's right at 0.8 or 9. Somebody, what's 8 divided by 9? What is it?
0.8.
I'm sorry, what?
0.88.
0.88. So which one is more weird? Well, remember, what's closer? What is unusual? Somebody tell me where unusual is. Unusual is here, and what's out here? What's over here? Unusual and outlier. So which one's closer to unusual and outlier? The green. Now, some of y'all Philadelphia lawyers look through the answers, because that's half the time I can't understand the answers. So look through it and see which one best identifies the answer. We know that the green, the 40 week, is outside of the what? The 32 week. So it's probably more unusual that the 40 week, it goes to 41 weeks. It's probably more unusual. I don't know what the thing says. Okay. So 41 is more. So you can mark out the 32 is more, can't you? You can mark that out. So you can mark these two out. So the baby born in 41 weeks is relatively more, since its z-score is smaller than the z-score. I don't think that makes any sense. More and smaller don't what? Go together. So the answer is probably going to be A. Now, read these, because like I say, Philadelphia lawyers wrote them. And some of them you have to pretty much get a lawyer to decipher them, because they are. So that's when you have to use what? Deduction. You have to say, okay, what answer is it not? And then you knock out the C and the D, and then you say, okay, relatively more is smaller. And that don't make any sense. So I would say it's probably A. And I'm not going to type in all that stuff because it takes too long on here. So I'm just going to type in A, and it's not going to let me go through. So I'm going to have to type in something. So what is it? It's at 0.88 and 0.5. And I probably didn't do something right, so. Okay, I'm wrong. I'm 100% wrong because I got 0.88 and they got 0.89. It says round to 2 decimal places. And okay, who gave me 0.88? It's your fault. It's not my fault. It's your fault. And you can blame Russia. Okay? Because you're not supposed to be accountable. All right, next question. No sneezing in class. And I saw you yawn, so that's one yawn. I saw you. So you got 2 more, and then I'll have to throw you out. All right, next question. 111, 109, 109. I'm just going to go down. That's the same. Here we go, 109. I don't know why my folders aren't working, so y'all just have to. Those are 111. So it looks like that's it as far as 120 questions the last couple of days. What? Okay. Do you remember what section it's from? I don't think this will work, but I'll try it. EY. Of course, I knew that. There it is. Dang old 3.2 23/9. This one, stupid. I would not ask you a test question A through F. Now, homework question is okay, but test question A through C, at most maybe D. Okay, I would not ask A through triple Z. Okay,
had like 20 parts.
I know that's stupid.
And you had to find the standard deviation for each of the parts.
Yeah, that's stupid. I wouldn't do that on test. Yeah, well, there might be, because I want you to be able to, maybe not 50, but maybe at most 15. Okay.
Yeah, that's not bad.
And every single one of those had to type in 0 points.
Well, that's why the Excel is so important, because like, boom, there they are. And look at this.
I can't do all that stuff on my Excel.
What I was saying is, you need to learn. Okay, not now. Not now.
Doesn't give me the options.
But-
I watch you do it, and I know how to do it from watching you, but I don't have any of that showing up.
You don't have what?
Any of that showing up, like the auto stuff.
It doesn't come up?
Not on a version. Yeah, it's like.
So we don't have an Excel, we have like the.
Oh, okay, on your Chromebooks? Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, well, what a surprise, School District 5. I bet you $1, everybody at the Taj Mahal up here has, I bet you $1, they have Excel. How much you want to bet? Don't even get me started. Yeah, it's annoying to try to do it, though, if you don't have it. Yeah. All right, so there's that. Now, what I'm trying to tell you is, I'm not telling you, if your Chromebook doesn't have it, I understand, okay? But, like I said before, 3 things that everybody should really invest in. Excel, Spanish, and psychology. Those 3 things. Now, whatever you go into is what you go into, but you need to make sure you understand those 3 things, all right, in the future. So, if you've got Excel at home, you need to go ahead and start trying to use it. You need to start teaching yourself. You need to start taking CPT 170, and that goes in with Excel. Take CPT 170 so you can learn how to use it. And maybe one day, 2024, 2030, Tri-County Tech will be up on its technology, and School District 5 will maybe have Excel on its Chromebooks. They don't want you to be too smart, They don't want you to be ready for the world that much. Yeah. Well, listen, I'm going to be honest with you. I have several friends, really. I have two friends. Yeah, I have several friends that are teachers, and I am astonished by how they teach, how they treat District 5, the Taj Mahal up here, how they treat their teachers on the internet. Oh my gosh, you would think they were 5-year-old children. They can't go to anything. Their website, I mean, they have laptops. I don't know if they're Chromebooks. But they might as well just throw it in the trash can when they get home because they can't pull up anything.
I can't Google off of my phone at school.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they block everything.
They block everything. But we're not a third world country yet. All right. Let's go over here. And I don't know what they're asking for. We're just going to go ahead and do it. Mean. We're going to go ahead and do the 5-number summary too. So you might want to write this down, not for the 50 numbers, but you might want to write it down for doing the 5-number summary also. Okay? Mean, median. I'm not going to put the equal sign. Mode, range, mid-range, variance, standard deviation, and I'm going to put down here 5-number summary. I'm going to put that here. That means the min, the first, the second. And what is the second? The second is the median. Okay? The third and the last. Thank you, max. I was putting fourth. Okay, so there's your 5-number summary. So let's go ahead and find the mean because the mean is one of the most important. So we go to the mean, we go to sum, and how many you said they were? 50? You don't have to write down. I mean, you can write them down if you want to. I'll try to divide it by 50. So go ahead and write down to 24, and then I'll move it up and go from 24 on. Go ahead and write them down. I already put them in order for you, didn't I? No, heck no, I didn't. I thought I did. Let me do that again. There, and data, and there you go. Okay, now I got them in order for you. So go ahead and write down, and somebody find the modes for me because I have no idea what it is, and I really don't care. But you need it for the, what you call it? Oh gosh, look at there. That's my sugar-free drink. I only get like 5 milligrams. But that was for y'all being nice last Thursday, Tuesday, Wednesday? Y'all being very nice and professional and not belly aching and whining and because I try to pay my classes back a little bit. All right, y'all got those written down? Now I'm going to move it up to 24. There. Well, there's 24. And then I'll move it down to 50. If you can do this problem and get everything that I do correct, then you don't need to study this for the test. Because if you can do 50 of these numbers and you can do them on your calculator and you can find everything, or you do it on your Excel spreadsheet if you have one, if you can do this problem, then as far as the mean, median, mode, range, mid-range, standard deviation, and 5-number summary, you don't need to do any more. You don't need to study it anymore. Yes, ma'am?
Do you care if we show work? Like, do we need to, come in?
Well, are you going to do it all you're going to do is answer.
Yeah, I just didn't know if, when we're doing the test at home, we need to, come in with sheets.
The only reason you would want to do that, and that's a good question, because if you tell me that the answer is that you had the right answer, I need to look at your work. So that's very smart for you to do organized work with it, so that way if you do have a problem or a challenge, you can bring it in. Now I can only see your answer. I cannot see what you did. So if something comes up and you say, well, this is what I got and this is what I got, can you give me points? Well, if you don't have any work, I can't do anything. So yes, you might want to do that. Don't come in here with one page of notebook paper written diagonally this way, this way. I'm not even going to look at that. But if you have organized work, number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, then I'll look at it. But yes, that's a good question. Anybody else got another question? Okay. All right, here's the last 2 or 3. '94, '96, '97, '98, '98. Now, did somebody pick out the mode for me? Y'all didn't even do that, did you? Y'all suck. Y'all can't even find the dadgum mode. Y'all ain't getting no more cupcakes from me because y'all suck. Y'all can look at it later. I don't care. It looks like 0.84 maybe. I don't know. 0.82 or 0.84. There's 3 of those. I'm not going to worry about the mode. You worry about that later. There's 50. Okay, 50 is an even or odd number. So we got to go down to 24. And we got to do 24 and what? 25. So that should leave the same amount. 23, yeah. That should be 0.84. So we're going to do equals parentheses 24 plus 25 divided by what? Divided by 2. Mode, we'll find that later. Range is equal to this guy minus this guy. The mid-range is equal to parentheses the top guy plus the bottom guy divided by 2. The variance, here we go. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to say equals this guy minus this guy, F4, copy down. And then I'm going to square all those. And I got to hit the right thing. And copy those down. And then we're going to add all those up. And that's enough for me. Enter. And that is your numerator. So I'm going to go up here and I'm going to say, okay, equals the numerator divided by, what's 50 minus 1? And then take the square root of that, raised to the 0.5 power, and there's your standard deviation. So if I wanted to do my natural curve or my normal curve, I'd put the median where? I meant the mean in the middle, and then equals. What am I going to do to the right side? I'm going to add the standard deviation, Hubert. That's right, class. And I take it out as far as I want. And what am I going to do to the left side? I'm going to subtract it. So equals minus this number, F4. And take that out. There. So, of course, that's your middle right there. So, how many I got on this side? 4 on this side, 4 on that side. So, you can take it as far as you want to. 5-number summary. The min is equal to that number. The second is equal to that number. And the max is equal to that number. Now, where is the median? So we're going to take our handy dandy. Our median is between 24 and what? 25. So I'm going to take my handy dandy dot and put it right there. So how many numbers are above that black dot? 24. Is 24 even or odd? So we got to find the middle. So you're going to highlight what? 12 and 13. Somebody help me out. I think that's right. 12 and 13. So we're going to highlight 12 and 13. And I'm just going to highlight those yet not yellow, but aqua. And that's going to be 0.78. I'm not going to put the math in there. I'm just going to do 0.78. And what's the two numbers down here? Between 25 and 26, you got to go down what? 12? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 36 and 37. Yes, Hubert. No, Hubert. We're not paying attention to you, Hubert. Okay. And that's going to be equal here. Equals parentheses this guy plus this guy divided by what? Divided by 2. And there's your 5-number summary. Now, to draw the box plot. At least do that for me, okay? Y'all won't do anything else, so do that. Draw the box plot of of the 5-number summary. Now remember, you got to draw the number line first. Somebody tell me what the mid-range is. I don't want to have to go all the way back up there.
0.845.
Hold on a second. What is it?
0.8.
0.845?
Yes, sir.
0.845. Your max is 0.98. Your min is 0.7 what? Okay, now, somebody take 71 cent, add it to 85 cent, divide by 2. What do you get? Or you could do 84 minus 71 is what? 13? 13 or 14? Half 14 is 7. So that'd be 78. Everybody with me? And add 14 here, or what I say, it's 7? Yeah. Add 7 here and you get 91.5. 92. Good enough for government work. And half of 7 is what? 3. So that'd be 74. 3, 81, 3, 87, 3, 95. All right, I just did my number line, so I'm good. Now I've got my number line. This is out, and this is out. So what's left? Your box plot. 0.78. Oh, we got that. Let's do that in blue. It's right here, 0.78. I'm going to draw it on the number line instead of above it. And then we got orange, 0.88. So I'm going to go to my handy dandy orange color and put 0.88, which is right in here. And then what's my, I'll circle the mean in green, and we'll make that 0.84? 0.84 is right in here. Now what does your box plot tell you about your data? Well, where's the middle? Where's the middle of the number line? The middle of the number line is point what? 845? So what does that tell you? You pretty much, it looks like a little bit of the data is on the left, but what about the middle and the median? They're pretty much what? Well, something like that right there. Just a little bit to the left, because you have, see the bigger section of the box here? It's a little bit bigger in this section. Everybody see that? So it's a little bit bigger.
I understand what you did with the box plot, but how did you get your number line again?
The number line is made up of the min, the max, and the mid-range. And then you just divide it into sections. You take half of half of half of half. What's 71 to 85? 14, right? Right? 14? What's half 14? So you add 7. And then you do that on the other side. Then what's half of 7? 3.5. Now, I don't do the decimals because are we really worried about the decimals? Is your pencil going to get down to the 0.5th, to the 0.4th, no. So you can do it to whole numbers, okay? And especially if you're doing decimals, that'll be, okay, I'm sorry, I didn't put the 10,000 or the thousandth. Well, your pencil is not going to get to the thousandth of a whatever, okay? So I saw that yawn back there. I saw it. Question, great, complaint. All right, before y'all start going into convulsions, we'll probably do our test when? Wednesday. Okay, we'll do that in class. I'll assign the numbers. So what does that mean about your homework? It's going to be closing out pretty soon. Okay, so the 5 or 6 that have not touched your homework, you better get started on it. Okay? Because I know there's 5 or 6 in here that probably has not done the first section yet. Then we'll get on there and make fun of y'all. If y'all want to make fun of them? No, I'm not. All right, any other questions? Okay, what's your question? Wait a minute. Y'all go ahead and do the zipper fetish thing. Go ahead. What? Okay, anybody else got a question? So Wednesday, you'll come in, we'll do the test. That means I'll spend the whole class doing the test, then I'll put the dates on it, then I'll put the dates on the homework, and nobody will have any questions about when's this due, when's this due. Yes, ma'am?
Your test is going to have those like common sense questions on it.
It's going to have the ones that I say, yes. When I go over, you'll see when I go over the test.
The test that you're going over is not the exact question.
It's going to mix it up. Yeah, it'll pull it up and be a different test, but the questions are going to be similar. Y'all have a good day. Oh, let me cut off the recorder. Yes, ma'am.
I had a question. It was the homework and probably just a computer error.